You know that feeling when you've been fighting for years, trying to prove what you know deep down is true, and then, boom, someone who once stood by the system suddenly admits it's all been a big ugly lie. Well, that's where Prince Harry is right now. And trust me, the British press is sweating buckets. Because this latest twist in his legal war with the tabloids isn't just another headline. It's a full-blown explosion that exposes just how deep the rot in the media system really goes. For years, Prince Harry has been painted as paranoid, obsessed with privacy, or my personal favourite, out of touch. Remember those lines from the same tabloids now scrambling to rewrite their stories? Yeah, those. They mocked him every time he said his phone had been hacked, every time he accused newspapers of stalking him and Meghan Sussex, and every time he dared to suggest the British press wasn't playing fair. They said he was imagining things, playing the victim, or trying to make himself relevant. But now the truth has walked right up to their doorstep, and it's ringing the bell like it owns the place. So here's the breaking update. A private investigator named Gavin Burrows, who was supposed to be one of the key witnesses in the legal battle between Harry, Sir Elton John, and several other public figures versus the Associated Newspapers Limited, has just dropped a bombshell. He's publicly disavowed his own earlier testimony, saying that much of what was attributed to him was completely false. That's right. The guy supposedly backing up the press's side is now saying his 2021 statement was a total fabrication. And even more shocking, he claims his signature was forged. You can't make this up. Now imagine this from Harry's point of view. For years he's been trying to expose the shady dealings of the same media empire that hounded his late mother Diana. He's gone to court, faced endless mockery, and been told he's waging a hopeless crusade. And just when the establishment thought they'd discredit him once again, the truth comes crawling out from under the rug. Turns out, the so-called evidence used to dismiss his claims might have been as fake as some of those tabloid headlines about Meghan Sussex's avocado-causing droughts. Burrows's new statement changes everything. He's now saying he didn't write that 2021 statement, he didn't approve it, and it contains a forged signature. Forged. That's not just a small error, that's potentially criminal. It's like the tabloids got caught trying to fake their own defence. Can you believe that? The people who accused Harry of making up stories literally had to make up stories for themselves. And what were those false statements about? Oh, just minor details, like illegal surveillance, phone hacking and bugging vehicles. You know, basic crimes. Apparently, the statement claimed Burrows had been involved in wide-ranging unlawful practices, targeting not just Harry, but several other high-profile individuals. Now, he says, he never made those admissions. So the entire foundation of the newspaper's defence looks shakier than a royal apology letter after a Netflix documentary. What's even more embarrassing is that 5 of the 7 claimants in this case, including icons like Sir Elton John, David Furnish, Sadie Frost and Baroness Doreen Lawrence, say they filed their lawsuits based on Burrows's supposed evidence. Imagine finding out that the very proof of your claims was tampered with. It's like discovering your witness stand was built out of cardboard and wishful thinking. And yet Associated Newspapers has the nerve to act like they're the victims here. They've denied every single allegation of illegal activity while happily profiting off stories that invaded people's privacy for decades. Remember, this is the same publisher behind the Daily Mail, the outlet that's made a fortune, smearing Harry and Meghan Sussex at every turn. The same paper that can't seem to go a week without anonymous royal sources whispering nonsense about the Sussexes from some dusty corner of the palace. And now that same paper's credibility is collapsing faster than Prince William's temper during a private chat with his brother. Burroughs's new statement also sheds light on how this whole mess started. He says he was approached by Graham Johnson, a journalist with a previous conviction for phone hacking. That's right, a convicted phone hacker. You'd think someone with that kind of background might sit this one out, but nope, he was right back in the game. Johnson apparently asked Burroughs for help with researching press misconduct, which sounds like asking a fox to help investigate missing chickens. Then there's Dan Waddell, a so-called paralegal who allegedly paid Burroughs around €600 per consultation and even offered him €3,000 to write a statement, though Johnson later claimed it was just a joke. Oh sure, because bribing people for fake statements is just a bit of British humour, right? Nothing says credible journalism like paying off witnesses to say what you want them to say. Now, let's pause here for a moment, because this part is wild. For years, the tabloids called Harry's lawsuits desperate, said he was wasting the court's time, and accused him of trying to control the press. But now it turns out the press might have been the ones controlling the witnesses. The irony is so thick you could spread it on toast. If this isn't proof of the corruption Harry's been shouting about, I don't know what is. And while the British media is now scrambling to re-examine the case, you can bet your last headline they'll try to spin it. They'll probably say it's a misunderstanding, or Burroughs must be confused. Because heaven forbid anyone admit that Prince Harry was right all along. But let's be honest, Harry has receipts, resilience, and a global audience that's no longer buying the royal fairy tales the tabloids are selling. As always, Meghan Sussex will be dragged into it too. Because somehow, even when the story is about forged signatures and shady journalists, the tabloids will find a way to mention her name. They'll say she influenced Harry to sue, or that she encouraged his distrust of the media. No, folks, Harry didn't need encouragement. He lived it. He saw what the press did to his mother, what they've done to his wife, and what they continue to do to anyone who dares to stand up to them. And that's why this case matters so much. It's not just about one forged statement. It's about a system that's been allowed to harass, manipulate, and exploit people for profit. It's about accountability, something the royal family avoids like a phone call from Netflix. And it's about truth, the kind Harry has been fighting for since the day he stepped out of that palace door. So, what happens next? Well, if justice still means anything, this revelation could completely shift the balance in Harry's favour. It undermines the credibility of the newspaper's defence and strengthens Harry's claims that illegal tactics were indeed used to gather stories. The British press has long operated under this illusion of moral superiority, lecturing Harry about duty and honour while hacking phones and forging signatures behind closed doors. But now the mask is slipping, and what's underneath isn't pretty. At the end of the day, this isn't just Harry's fight. It's about protecting everyone's right to privacy, dignity and truth. And whether they like it or not, the world is finally paying attention. The palace may stay silent, the tabloids may spin, but the tide is turning. Because no amount of fake statements or royal spin doctors can hide what's now glaringly obvious. Harry and Meghan Sussex were never the villains of this story. They were the victims of a powerful, manipulative system, and they had the courage to walk away and tell the truth. So, as the tabloids scramble for damage control and their lawyers start sweating through their suits, one thing's clear. Prince Harry's not backing down. He's exposing the lies, one courtroom at a time. And if the British press thought this was over, well, they're about to learn that the truth doesn't go quietly. And that's the tea, Sussex Squad. What do you think about this bombshell twist? Do you think this will finally vindicate Harry and Meghan Sussex after years of media bullying? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love hearing your takes. And if you believe in supporting truth and justice against this tabloid madness, don't forget to hit that super thanks button to support the channel. Make sure you're subscribed, because this story is only getting bigger, and we'll be here to cover every royal lie that goes up in smoke. Until next time, keep shining and stay loyal, Sussex Squad.